I was asked if there is racism in the Dominican Republic. This is a difficult subject because racial discrimination in my country is normalized, and most of the people don't think we have a racism issue, which makes the dialogue difficult. But yes, there is racism in the Dominican Republic, and there is colorism too. I realized that for people outside our cultural context, to hear that on a country where the majority of people is black or mulatto, there is racism sounds absurd. But hear me out. This is a consequence of colonialism. During colonial dominion, there is an imposition of language, religion, and culture of the colonizers. So we were taught to believe that everything that was black or African was bad or ugly.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren
and I'm Maureen. Yeah, so we recently did a video and it was about Dominicans and the famous phrase of "I'm not black, I'm Dominican." So this video in the comment section, it went crazy,
I'm telling you. So if you've not watched that, quickly go and watch it. So in today's video, but before we tell you about today's video, on the comment section we realized a lot of people were telling us
if we ever find ourselves in the Caribbean, in any of the Caribbean islands, and we consider going to Dominican Republic, that we should not go to that country because it's racist.
So the question we are asking today is Dominican Republic racist? That is the big question we are asking. Are they racist towards black people or colored people? So let us play you a few videos today and then leave us a comment on what you think about this video.
Did you say we are racist?
Dominicans? Of course.
Elaborate.
I do not think people do it like on purpose, maliciously, con maldad, but I think that racism, colorism has been so normalized that they do not even see it as a problem. That is the reason why every time you stand up for it, they call you crazy. Por ejemplo, a mí me dicen, tú eres muy acompleja. Lo primero acomplejado son los negros. And it bothers me because 80% of the population is black. And we have Haiti as neighbors. Like,
calling a Dominican a Haitian is the greatest insult?
Yeah.
Why?
People take the history as an excuse for the behavior. And what it bothers me is, like, when you analyze the history, it's not the history that the primary Dominican white passing man told you that we were slave for Haiti. That's not like how exactly happened, you know. So they take that as an excuse to see them as the bad guy. So every time that they call you Haitian, es una mala palabra. Why? Because they're black. Why? Because they're poor. So if they called you Asian, automatically they are assuming that you are as low as they think the Haitians are. That is the worst thing that could ever happen to you. I was in the dinner of Christmas Eve talking with my aunt, and she told me that en sus tiempos, en su época, every time that a policeman here in Dominican Republic do something wrong, something illegal, and the state wanted to punish them, they sent them to the border as a punishment. Like, that is the worst thing that could ever happen to a Dominican. Go to the border with the Haitians.
So I have a Haitian friend who has a brother. This Haitian friend lives in Dominican Republic, very light-skinned. So while living in Dominican Republic, he, as a light-skinned Haitian, does not get pulled over or stopped by authorities, ask for papers. However, they're both brothers, but one of them is light-skinned and the one dark-skinned gets pulled over so often. It's not the Haitian is the problem. It's the black.
It's the color. It's the blackness. Yeah.
It's the anti-black. That's the problem. They try to justify it by saying, no, it's a Haitian problem. No.
No.
Because it's the blackness.
Yeah.
What you're trying to get rid of.
So guys, you've heard what they've had to say. These are Dominican Republic. These are people from the Dominican Republic, and we are just going to let you guys be the judge of, you know, judge of this topic.
Dominicans are racist or not, and most especially people from the Caribbean islands, any Caribbean island or country. Please tell us, what do you guys think of this issue? Because this guy, he's saying he has two friends. One is light-skinned Haitian and the other one is dark-skinned light-skinned Haitian, and they're both brothers. Yet the black one gets stopped and is harassed so many times, get asked for documentation, and the light-skinned one is not bothered at all. So in his own terms, he's saying it is not being Haitian that is a problem, but it is the color of your skin that is a problem. Basically, what Dominicans do is justify their racism by saying it's the Haitian in them. But no, in essence, it's not about them being Haitians. It's about those people who are black having dark skin.
But let's play a couple of personal stories that people have given about Dominican Republic
And their experience in Dominican Republic.
Yeah, and let us know what you think about this on the comment section.
Black people traveling to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, stay away from the racist Grand Bavaro Princess Hotel, and I'm going to tell you why. One, the first reason that I noticed racism was upon check-in. Now, you know when you check in, they give you a little welcome drink, right? Okay, so there was about 15 people on the line with me when I went to check in. There was a woman that came with a platter that had drinks on it. She came and gave everyone a drink, extended the drink to everyone as a welcome drink, walked purposely around me to give the drinks to everyone else, and never gave me one. Do you know the common denominator there? I was the only person on the line that was black. Everyone else was either Latino or Latina, or they were either white. Okay, I was the only one on the line that was black, and I was the only one that she walked around to give everyone else drinks and purposely ignored me. That was the beginning. I didn't want to mess up my dad's trip. You know, we were only going to be there for 3 nights. So I said, you know what? Maybe she didn't realize I was here. How could you not? But let's just say that. I noticed that she came around again, and I was not going to have her ignore me the second time around. So this time when I saw her come with the platter with all the drinks on it, I took it upon myself to just take the drinks off of the platter and not have her extend them to me. I took 4 drinks for myself, my mom, my sister, and my dad. Okay, she just looked at me. I was highly agitated at that point. The second incidence of racism that we noticed is that a lot of times the trolleys would not stop for us at the actual resort. So say we were just walking somewhere and we tried to flag down a trolley, they would not stop for us. But a lot of times if someone was right next to us and they happened to be another race, they would stop for them. And that's something that we noticed a lot of times. They would stop for other people that were not black, and then that's how we would get into the trolley, because they stopped for them, and then we could then get into the trolley ourselves. That they just would not stop for people that were black, period. Third racist incident that my family and I had to experience at this resort happened the day of my dad's birthday at the pool, where we had a security guard follow us several times, had my dad remove his shirt inside of the pool and not other men. In addition to that, tell me that I couldn't have food at the pool area, but it was okay for other people to eat their food at the pool area. So that morning we all decided to go to the swim up pool bar. We want to be the first people there when the actual swim up pool bar opens, so that we can have drinks for my dad's birthday. And this more so was for sanitary reasons, based on the incident that I mentioned in part 2 of this video when it does air. We decide to get there. We have the security guard that keeps walking everywhere we're at. Wherever we're at, we notice that he's at. We get into the pool, we notice that he's standing right alongside us. My mom proceeds to ask him, hey, are we doing anything wrong? Are we not supposed to be sitting on these chairs or something of that nature, just because he's standing right there watching us and staring at us? So he proceeds to tell my mom that my dad needs to take off his shirt inside of the pool. No big deal. If he got to take it off, it's okay. You know, that's fine if that's the policy. However, there are other men swimming inside of this pool and their shirts are on. So when my sister and my mom proceed to tell him, like, okay, that's fine, but there's other men with their shirts on inside of the pool, he proceeds to tell them that it's part of their swimsuit so they can keep it on. Come again, make that make sense to me? So they can swim with their shirts on, but my dad must take his off. And my dad did take it off, because we do comply with whatever rules you have there. But do not make up things as you go along by saying that it's okay for everybody else that's not black to keep their shirt on. That's a man. But my dad, who is the black man inside of the pool, he has to take his shirt off.
So, guys, you've heard that. The question I'm asking myself is, okay, a lot of Dominicans like to say that they're not racist and they don't discriminate black people in Dominican Republic. But let me tell you something, this woman is not the only one who complains that when they're in resorts, trolleys don't stop for them because of their skin colors. There's been a lot of colored people who come out with these complaints, but Dominican Republic still refuse to
acknowledge the fact that there is racism or colorism in Dominican.
What color your skin was? There's no such thing as white privilege in DR, I can tell you that much.
So let me stop you right there. Any place that has been colonized and forced to assimilate has white supremacy ingrained into their society, just in a different language. Colorism is just an extension of racism, and if you think neither of those are in the Dominican Republic, tenemos que hablar, y en serio. So in 1937, when Trujillo sent his dick-riding ass army out to go kill Haitians and dark-skinned Dominicans to cleanse the island, are you not free of that? Do you not still get to enjoy your Sunday? Is that not a benefit of that privilege? But this is a teachable moment. Did you know that black Dominicans are denied citizenships? Did you know that some black Dominicans have to denounce their blackness to be accepted into citizenship? When you're filling out the paperwork, you'll be denied if you fill out black, no matter how you look. One of the most popular terms is to mejorar la raza. For you to have a child with a white or light-skinned person to better your lineage or make your race better. In 1938, Trujillo granted 100,000 citizenships and almost 27,000 acres of land to Jewish people who needed refugee. Do you think that Mr. Bitch did that shit out of the kindness of his heart? Or was it a part of his plan to whiten out and cleanse the island? And because we correlate absolutely any sign of blackness to negativity, people can't even show up as themselves. Removing yourself from that instantly gives you better access. It's the same reason why skin lightening is a billion-dollar business. And it also explains why Dominicans are the blowout queens. It even goes as far into your love, because light skin and white women are preferred to be married and for you to have children and procreate with, but you still fetishize and lust after black Latinas. It even goes into your job. When you're black, they try to exploit you for your labor, and they try to play you like if you're stupid or if you have to work for them for free. It could go into you having fun. How many dark-skinned people are denied entry to a place where they just want to have a drink? Lighter skinned and white women are even considered more docile and feminine, while a black woman is considered more aggressive. I think you heard the words Latin America and white supremacy and instantly was like, oh, absolutely no way. Yes way. You mentioned how the police picks up everybody, it doesn't matter if they're white or black in DR, which is true. But what also is true is that police are insufferable everywhere. You give any short dickhead a gun, watch him act up. So there's two lessons to be learned here. Number one, check your privileges. Number two, let's pick up a book or two before we get on the internet and can fool out of ourselves.
So let's just see another video and then we'll come back with our remarks.
I am so proud to be Afro-Dominicana. Proud of my roots, proud of the culture, the food, the music, the beautiful people. But my fellow Dominicans, we must admit that sometimes the things that Dominicans say can be very psychologically damaging to the brain of a child. For example, terms like pelo malo, pajón are used to describe hair like mine's. Also, the famous saying, ay, tú te tienes que casar con un blanquito para mejorar la raza, para que salga más blanquito con el pelo más lacio. That is very damaging and teaches self-hate to brown and darker skinned women and boys. Marrying light insinuates that the color that I have is not good enough and I shouldn't replicate it. Insinuates that the hair on my head is not good enough and I shouldn't replicate it. We can be proud Dominicans and also recognize the damage we've done.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the time that I experienced racism in the Dominican Republic. The year was 2009. I was a student at Howard University, and it was spring break. So my best friend and I and her parents decided to do spring break in the Dominican Republic because they had a timeshare. So as we arrived, everything was cool. Now it was time for us to get on to the excursion. So when you do an excursion, the truck picks you up from your hotel and takes you to the place where you want to do the excursion. So we get to another hotel because you got to pick up more people. So as we are driving through, the security guard was like, oh, those two can't go through. And we were like, what do you mean we can't go through? The security guard was basically saying in Spanish, because my roommate spoke Spanish, he was saying like, oh no, they look too native, they can't go through. And we're like, what? Like, we showed like our driver's license that we're like American or whatever, like we have our, you know, our driver's license or whatever, and he was like, no, they can't go through. So what he wanted us to do was get off the truck, stand at the front of like the gate entrance, wait for the truck driver to go through, pick up the other passengers, then we can get on the truck and then go to our destination. We was like, oh hell no. We told the driver, no, just take us to the destination. I was so pissed because I was like, why is this man like telling us that we can't go through the hotel when we're clearly tourists? And the man that was being racist or discriminated was darker than me. That was instance one. Another instance, we're on the beach now, you know, just having a good old time. Security guard like runs over to us and was like, oh, basically he was saying, this is a white beach, like what are you doing here? Granted, we were in Punta Cana and we were like the only black people at the resort. It was so weird because I'm thinking this is like a black country, like yeah, they're gonna be black people there. Like when I go to Jamaica and I go in the resort, there's black people there. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Like I was so like hurt. I was just so confused. Remember, I was probably like 18 or 19 at the time. So I didn't understand like somebody not liking me because of the color of my skin. Like that shit was weird. If you try to gaslight me and tell me I didn't experience racism, you would get blocked. But yeah, that's what happened to me when I visited the DR. I would never go back. People go, you know, and they say that they have a great time, but that was my experience and I'm good. I will never go back.
This lady has mentioned a very important statement. She was experiencing racism in Dominican Republic, but specifically a resort called Punta Cana
or something like that.
And that is not the first time I'm hearing this name. So my question is it that it's only tourists who are experiencing racism in that particular resort, or is it the whole of Dominican Republic that
so
is
if you're a Dominican and you're watching this, please,
help us
if you know this resort, please help us understand the situation that's happening here. I think the biggest problem with Dominican Republic is just as you've had some of their citizens speak, and especially Afro-Latino, they say that in Dominican Republic, people like to say that there is no racism, there's just colorism. But the Afro-Latinos are coming out and they're saying that racism does exist.
Even their own light skin, not just Afro-Latinos.
Yes, even some mulattoes are saying that there is racism, not only colorism, but racism in Dominican Republic.
And for as long as people are not ready to have that conversation, for as long as people are not ready to have that dialogue in the Dominican Republic, that is going to be a problem, a cancerous problem that is going to continue eating at that country.
Yeah, because as you've said, they're not ready to have the conversation of them being racist. So how can they? And I feel like now that this issue is being brought up more often, that is a first step to them acknowledging that they're racist, and because it's embedded in them and they don't even know.
Yeah, the funny thing is that even on the previous video that we did, the one titled I'm not black, I'm Dominican, by the way, there are people who've explained the situation quite well for us to understand
that the situation is a bit complex there in Dominican Republic. It might be simple to us, it might be simple to African Americans, it might be simple to black people or dark skinned people elsewhere,
but it's not
to only Dominicans and people from Dominican Republic.
And we've actually, there's a way someone can respond to you and you can read their energy and the intentions they had behind sending that message. And I can say I can say it's truly some people have racism embedded in them just from the way they talk. So anyway, there's someone on our comment section who's just trying to say how black they are not and how they're more of Spanish and European. So my question is, how quick are you to claim your Asian side, to claim your European side, and you're so black that you literally, I can't see the difference between you and I. You understand? This is the very same person saying Africans are this, Africans are that, black Americans are this, black Americans and that, and them they are not, you know.
Yeah.
So
and
anyway,
also this person was saying that them they're not black. Yeah, they're not neither black nor dark. Them they're Dominicans and that we, all of us black people, should move on to the other side, love ourselves there and leave them alone. Anyway,
it's just a hot topic, guys.
Yes,
Let us
yes.
know what you think about this episode. Leave a comment on the comment section. Leave a like for us. You can also share this video if you think it's going to help someone you know. So let's see you on the next episode, and we are glad you stopped by to watch. Bye.